I think someone will pay the price. My instinct is that it will be him. But that really, it's not about who is in post. It's about the sensible nature of their policies that they're putting forward and the timing of it. Well, that's really important.
OK, well, it's interesting then, isn't it? I mean, one of our viewers got in touch and said, you know, we need to hopefully now, this will mean we can concentrate on the good things in the budget. You said you thought, you know, people should want the budget to work. Do you think it can work in terms of stimulating growth?
No, because I don't think this is a time when we should be talking about growth. I think growth is very important. How you execute it, you need to have stability and you need to be in the right place to then invest in growth, which actually means I don't think they did enough. Actually, it should be about skills, it should be infrastructure. We didn't see any of that. What I think was really disappointing about the budget is, yes, it addressed the cost of living crisis, but it wasn't targeted enough, it wasn't deep enough. We didn't tackle childcare. I mean, that needs proper funding to release people into the workplace because we have so many jobs unfilled. You know, we actually need to concentrate on the cost of living crisis and where we are. Growth can wait to when we're more stable.
And Gina Miller, you're predicting there that heads will roll, possibly, as you suggest, it will be the Chancellor himself. But is it possible to extract Liz Truss from this policy, even if she does claim it was his idea? They wrote a book together on this. She campaigned on this all throughout her leadership contest. And can it be any surprise that
well, I'm baffled. I mean, either the media and commentators were asleep during leadership election race, because actually they mentioned quite a lot of this. But even go back to 2010, you know, they were writing about these policies and their political ideology and views on economic policy way back since 2010. So this is not a surprise. To me, it's the timing, again, that they chose to execute it now, because there was actually no reason to do so. The cost of living crisis was the main thing they should have tackled in that budget.
Yeah. I mean, in some respects, you've got to say, well, she talked about tax cuts in the run-up to her election.
That's what I'm saying.
But there has been tax cuts for everyone who pays tax. You know, the 1 pence reduction. So, she has stuck to her guns on that. But as you say, it's the fact that this other one came out of the blue.
Well, it's not. It's actually not that simple. You know, 35% of that budget was unfunded tax cuts. This is not the time to do that, and there is no evidence, no economic evidence, that lowering taxes actually leads to growth. There's actually no economic evidence globally for that. But that's a different argument. My point now is, where should the attention be? And the attention be on the millions of people and businesses and charities and schools and everyone who's got to face this winter. The weather's only now just starting to get cold. We haven't actually looked at what's going to happen to electricity prices, what's going to happen to the electricity generation companies. Because if they can't supply electricity to the national grid, they'll be fined on a daily basis somewhere between 276 to 425 million a day. They could go to insolvency and go bankrupt. We're facing massive crisis. Why are we talking about this? This is so distracting.
Yeah, and with the gilt yields predicted to remain high for the foreseeable, the cost of borrowing for the government higher than ever, and yet here they are borrowing record amounts to try and help people through this difficult winter.
But it then is a nil-sum game, because what happens is, you know, they've, again, because of the timing, they've put the whole mortgage, rental and property market in turmoil. And that's going to continue.
Will that not be reversed by this U-turn to some extent?
No.
Do you think it's too late?
No, it won't be. No. This U-turn on just the tax cut won't do that. And the other thing is, the Bank of England intervention has only been for 2 weeks, so they're going to have to intervene again. So, you know, and then we have something called LDIs, the liability instruments, investment-driven instruments, that are awaiting as another disaster. Believe me, we have other disasters coming down the line. That's where all the attention should be, not on this.